Hey there, guys. Ever been told that being kind, honest, and polite is the key to winning someone's heart? Well, let's get real. The men who come out on top in dating don't always play by those rules. They play smart. They know how to bend the emotional game without losing who they are. And the best part? You don't have to be a jerk to pull it off. Wanna know their secrets? Stick around, because I'm about to break down 5 game-changing tactics right now. Most of us grew up believing that love is this natural, effortless thing, that if you're genuine and put your heart out there, everything will just fall into place. But here's the truth: dating isn't just about feelings. It's a psychological game. Plain and simple. Think of it like a chess match. You can't just wing it and hope for the best. You need strategy, foresight, and control over the board. Smart men get this. They don't leave their success up to fate. They learn how to influence emotions, shape perceptions, and own every moment of a conversation. Have you ever wondered why some guys seem to have women wrapped around their finger, while others, guys who are kind, generous, hardworking, get overlooked? It's not about looks, money, or even being a helpless romantic. It's about how they master the psychological side of attraction. And no, I'm not talking about lying or playing dirty. I'm talking about understanding human nature, how people think, feel, and react, and using that knowledge strategically and respectfully. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 psychological tactics that smart men use to win at dating. These aren't just tricks to get attention, they're tools to build confidence. Stay true to yourself, and become the most attractive version of you. Before we dive in, drop a comment below. Have you ever felt like you did everything right in dating but still didn't get the results you wanted? I'd love to hear your story. Let's jump into the first tactic. Tactic 1, the power of being hard to get. The first tactic is the power of being hard to get. You've probably heard the saying, we always want what we can't have. It's not just a cliche, it's a psychological fact. People, women included, are drawn to things that are rare or tough to attain. Think about a limited edition sneaker drop. It's valuable because it's scarce. If those kicks were on every shelf, would anyone care? Smart men apply this principle to dating. They don't make themselves available 24/7. After a moment of connection, like a killer date, a deep conversation, or a flirty touch, they intentionally pull back a bit. This isn't about ghosting or playing cold, it's about leveraging a psychological concept called intermittent reinforcement. Here's how it works. Imagine you're at a slot machine. You don't win every pull, but that uncertainty, will I hit the jackpot this time, keeps you hooked. In dating, when you create amazing moments and then step back, you trigger a similar response. Her brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical, making her want to chase you more. Let's break it down with an example. Say you just had an awesome date, she's laughing all night, you're vibing, and there's a moment where you hold her hand. Instead of texting her right after, had a blast, when can I see you again? You wait a day or two. Then, you send something short and playful, like, last night was fun, but next time you're trying my favorite spot. This keeps the connection alive while sparking curiosity. She'll wonder, why didn't he text sooner? What's he up to? That curiosity makes you stand out. Next time you feel the urge to text right after a great moment, hold off. Wait 12 to 24 hours. Then send a short, intriguing message. Watch how she responds, you'll see the difference. But here's a warning, scarcity doesn't mean disappearing. If you pull back too much, you might come off as uninterested or aloof. The key is balance. Give her just enough to want more, but not enough to feel satisfied. And never use this tactic to hurt someone. The goal is to build attraction, not mess with her head. Have you ever tried pulling back after a close moment? What happened? Drop your story in the comments. Tactic 2, stirring up emotional waves. Tactic number 2 is stirring up emotional waves. Ever wonder why dramatic rom-coms or intense love stories are so addictive? It's not because they're smooth sailing, it's because they take you on an emotional roller coaster: joy, tension, heartbreak, and back to happiness. Smart men know that creating these emotional ups and downs is the key to keeping someone's attention. The principle here is simple: when someone's emotions are shaken up, they look for clarity, and a smart man makes sure that clarity comes from him. They do this by creating emotional contrast, often called the push-pull technique. One moment, they're building a deep connection, making her feel understood. The next, they tease her playfully or act a bit distant, sparking a challenge. Picture this: you're on a date, and you share something personal, like, "There was a time I felt lost, but it led me to discover what I'm passionate about." She opens up, feels closer to you, maybe even shares her own story. But instead of staying in that serious vibe, you switch gears. "Alright. Don't think I'm that easy to impress. What's something you're awesome at?" This shift makes her feel both connected and challenged. Why does this work? Emotional highs and lows create a dopamine loop in her brain, similar to getting hooked on a video game or social media. When she can't predict your next move, she'll think about you more, trying to figure you out. The more she thinks about you, the more she's drawn to you. In your next conversation, mix serious moments with playful ones. After sharing something deep, throw in a light tease, like, "Don't get all emotional on me now, I didn't bring tissues." Notice how she laughs or reacts. That's a sign it's working. But be careful, this tactic is powerful, so use it responsibly. Don't create drama just to manipulate feelings. The goal is to make things fun and memorable for both of you. If you push the emotional swings too far, you risk making her feel insecure or distrustful. Some might say, "This sounds like toying with emotions." Not quite. When done right, it's like adding spice to a dish. It makes things more exciting, as long as you don't overdo it. Have you ever accidentally created emotional ups and downs in a relationship? How did it go? Share in the comments. Tactic 3, mirroring and flipping the script. Tactic 3 is mirroring and flipping the script. Smart men don't just step into someone else's world, they pull others into their world. This is one of the most powerful ways to show confidence and take the lead. How do they do it? First, they use a technique called mirroring, subtly mimicking her behavior to build rapport. If she talks slowly, they match her pace. If she leans back and smiles, they do something similar. This creates a sense of connection, like you're on the same wavelength. But that's just the setup. The real magic happens when they take control of the dynamic. Imagine you're on a date, and she throws a playful challenge. You seem pretty confident. "Huh? Most guys might get flustered or backpedal." "Nah. I'm just kidding around." A smart man? He smirks, maybe even gives a slight chuckle, and says, "Confident? You haven't seen anything yet. So, what have you got that's gonna blow me away?" Boom, that's flipping the script. Suddenly, she's not the one testing you, she's the one proving herself. What's the psychology behind this? Mirroring builds trust, but flipping the script shows unshakable confidence. By refusing to play her game and instead inviting her into yours, you become the one setting the rules. That's insanely attractive because it signals you don't need her approval, you're already secure in your worth. Next time you're chatting, pay attention to her body language. If she leans forward, do the same. If she teases you, pause, smile, and hit back with a playful challenge. Like, "Oh, you think so? Let's see what you've got to back that up." But here's the catch, flipping the script has to come from a place of fun and respect. If you come off as arrogant or dismissive, you'll push her away. The trick is to balance confidence with warmth. Some might think, "This sounds like I'm trying to one-up her." Nope. Flipping the script isn't about putting her down, it's about showing you're confident enough to set the tone and invite her into your world. Ever met someone who pulled you into their world? What did they do? Spill the details in the comments. Tactic 4, turning silence into a weapon. Tactic 4 is turning silence into a weapon. In a world where everyone's talking, texting, and oversharing, silence is rare, and incredibly powerful. Smart men know that saying less, but with impact, beats rambling any day. They use strategic silence to create space for curiosity. Instead of rushing to explain, justify, or pour out their feelings too soon, they leave a gap. Picture this: you're on a date, and she asks, "What are you thinking about?" Most guys would jump in, "Oh, I'm just thinking about you." A smart man? He smiles, locks eyes with her for a few seconds, and says, "Guess." That silence forces her to think, to act, and in doing so, she reveals her true feelings. What's the psychology here? Silence creates a psychological vacuum. People hate uncertainty, so they'll try to fill that gap by talking more, asking more, or showing their interest. This lets you gauge how much she's into you without giving away too much yourself. Another example: if she teases, "You're awfully quiet." Huh? You pause, flash a grin, and say, "I only speak when I've got something worth saying. So, what's something I should know about you?" This keeps you mysterious while shifting the focus back to her. Over the next 24 hours, try using silence at least once in a conversation. When someone asks you a personal question, pause for 2 to 3 seconds, smile, and respond with a question or a short answer. You'll be shocked at how powerful it is. But heads up, silence isn't about being cold. Pair it with warm body language, a slight smile, confident eye contact, to make it magnetic, not standoffish. And don't overdo it. Too much silence can make you seem distant or uninterested. Some might worry, won't silence make me look awkward or shy? Not if you do it right. Controlled silence, with the right vibe, makes you seem mysterious and confident. It's all about timing and delivery. Ever noticed the power of silence in a conversation? Tell me about it in the comments. Tactic 5, owning your story. Tactic 5 is owning your story. Smart men don't just blend into someone else's life, they're the plot twist that steals the show. They're unforgettable, compelling, and impossible to ignore. How do they do it? Instead of trying to fit into someone else's expectations, they bring their own story to the table: a mission, a purpose, a clear set of values. Women aren't drawn to your job, your bank account, or even your looks. They're hooked by your unshakable belief in your path. A man with purpose is a magnet. Here's an example. She asks, "What do you do?" A typical guy might say, "I'm an engineer." A smart man tells a story: "I'm working on an app that's gonna change how people connect with each other. It's a tough grind, but I know it's worth it." What's something you're passionate about? That answer isn't just about a job, it's about vision, drive, and purpose. It's magnetic. Why does this work? People are drawn to those with a clear sense of direction. A study from Stanford University found that people with a strong personal narrative, knowing where they're going and why, are seen as more attractive, no matter their circumstances. When you have your own story, you show you don't need validation from others, you're already confident in your value. Take 10 minutes to write down your story. What's driving you? What gets you out of bed? It doesn't have to be world-changing, maybe it's building a career you love, taking care of your family, or traveling the world. Next time someone asks about you, share that story instead of just your job title. But a quick note, your story has to be real. Don't fake it. Women have a sixth sense for inauthenticity. And don't turn it into a TED Talk, share it naturally, like you're talking to a friend. Some might think, "I don't have an exciting story." Wrong. Everyone has a story, you just haven't found yours yet. Dig into what makes you unique. No matter how small it seems. What's your story? What makes you stand out? Share it in the comments, I'm dying to hear. So, Let's recap the 5 psychological tactics that smart men use to win at dating. Be hard to get to create scarcity. Stir up emotional waves to keep her intrigued. Mirror and flip the script to take the lead. Turn silence into a weapon for mystery. Own your story to become unforgettable. These tactics aren't about being toxic or manipulative. They're about understanding human nature, how we think, feel, and connect, and using that knowledge to your advantage. You don't need to lie or play games. You just need to be smarter about the emotional game. Women, and honestly, all of us, aren't drawn to the predictable or the easy. They're pulled toward men who make them feel something special: curiosity, excitement, challenge, inspiration. And smart men? They know exactly how to spark those feelings. Here's the deal: you don't have to be perfect or have it all figured out. You just need to be the guy who makes people want to know more about you. With these tactics, you've got a massive edge to make that happen. But above all, use them with respect and authenticity. Dating isn't a battlefield, it's a dance, where both of you create something amazing together. Ready to level up your game? These tactics are just the beginning. If you want to keep learning how to master your mindset, build unshakable confidence, and handle any social situation like a pro, hit that subscribe button right now. Make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss our next videos, where we'll dive into how to navigate tricky dating scenarios and crush it in life. Drop a comment below and let me know, which tactic are you most excited to try? Or have you used one of these without even realizing it? I'm reading every comment and might make a follow-up video based on your questions. One last thing, in dating and in life, it's not the strongest or the richest guy who wins. It's the guy with the best strategy. Don't wait, start becoming your best self today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.